Have you ever felt like you have too much on your plate, but you can't say no to anyone? Have you ever agreed to do something you didn't want to do just to avoid conflict or disappointment? Have you ever sacrificed your own needs and preferences to please others? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you're not alone. Many of us struggle with saying no and setting boundaries, especially in a culture that values productivity, harmony, and generosity. But the truth is, saying yes to everything and everyone can have serious consequences for our mental and physical health, our self-esteem, and our relationships. That's why, in this video, I'm going to share with you why it's important to say no and set boundaries, how to do it assertively, and how to apply it in different areas of your life. By the end of this video, you'll be able to say no with confidence and clarity and enjoy the benefits of having more time, energy, and respect for yourself and others. So, what does it mean to say no and set boundaries? Saying no is simply expressing your refusal or decline to a request, invitation, or offer. Setting boundaries is defining what you are comfortable with and what you are not, in terms of your time, energy, space, emotions, values, and preferences. Why is it important to say no and set boundaries? Well, there are many benefits, such as reducing stress and anxiety. When you say no and set boundaries, you free yourself from the pressure and expectations of others, and you prioritize your own well-being and happiness. Improving self-respect and self-confidence. When you say no and set boundaries, you show yourself and others that you value yourself, your opinions, and your needs. You also communicate that you have the right to say no and that your no is valid and worthy of respect. Strengthening relationships and trust. When you say no and set boundaries, you create healthy and balanced relationships with others, where you can be honest, authentic, and respectful. You also avoid resentment, frustration, and conflict that can arise from saying yes when you don't mean it. On the other hand, if you don't say no and set boundaries, you may experience some negative consequences, such as burnout and exhaustion. When you say yes to everything and everyone, you overcommit yourself and spread yourself too thin. You may end up feeling overwhelmed, drained, and unable to cope with your responsibilities and obligations. Loss of identity and authenticity. When you say yes to everything and everyone, you may lose sight of who you are and what you want. You may end up living according to other people's expectations and agendas, and not your own. Damaged relationships and trust. When you say yes to everything and everyone, you may create unhealthy and unbalanced relationships with others where you feel taken advantage of, exploited, or manipulated. You may also lose credibility and trust, as people may doubt your sincerity and integrity. As you can see, saying no and setting boundaries is crucial for your well-being and happiness, as well as for your relationships and success. But how do you say no assertively without feeling guilty, rude, or selfish? Here are some tips for delivering a clear and concise no statement. Be direct and honest. Don't beat around the bush, make excuses, or lie. Just say no clearly and firmly and explain your reason briefly if necessary. For example, no, I can't help you with that project. I have too much on my plate right now. Be respectful and polite. Don't be harsh, aggressive, or defensive. Use a calm and courteous tone and express your appreciation or empathy if appropriate. For example, no, I can't attend your party. Thank you for inviting me, but I have other plans. Be confident and assertive. Don't be timid, apologetic, or doubtful. Use confident body language, such as eye contact, a straight posture, and a steady voice. Don't let anyone pressure, guilt trip, or manipulate you into changing your mind. For example, no, I don't want to buy your product. Please stop calling me, I'm not interested. Here are some examples of different ways to phrase your refusal depending on the situation. When you need more time or information, no, I can't give you an answer right now. I need to think about it. Check my schedule, do some research first. When you want to offer an alternative or a compromise, no, I can't do that, but I can do this instead. How about this instead? Maybe another time. Maybe someone else can help you. When you want to soften the blow or maintain the relationship, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I appreciate your offer, but I have to decline. I wish I could, but I can't. I understand your situation, but I have to say no. The key to saying no assertively is to maintain a firm but polite tone and to remember that you are not responsible for other people's feelings or reactions. You are only responsible for your own choices and actions, and you have the right to say no without feeling guilty, rude, or selfish. Now that you know how to say no assertively, let's talk about how to set boundaries in different areas of your life. Setting boundaries is not a one-time event, but a continuous process that requires awareness, communication, and consistency. Here are some specific strategies for setting boundaries with friends, family, colleagues, and romantic partners. With friends, be clear about your expectations and limits in your friendships, such as how often you want to hang out, what kind of activities you enjoy, and what kind of support you need. Don't be afraid to say no to invitations or requests that don't align with your values, preferences, or goals. For example, no, I don't want to go to the club with you. I prefer to stay home and watch a movie. With family, be respectful of your family members' boundaries and ask them to respect yours. Don't let them interfere with your personal or professional decisions or impose their opinions or beliefs on you. For example, no, I don't want to get married, have kids, follow your career path. This is my life, and I have to do what's best for me. With colleagues, be professional and courteous with your coworkers, but don't let them take advantage of you or overstep your boundaries. Don't agree to take on more work than you can handle or to do tasks that are not your responsibility. For example, no, I can't work overtime. Do your report, cover your shift. I have other commitments, deadlines, plans. With romantic partners, be honest and open with your partner about your needs, wants, and feelings, and listen to theirs. Don't compromise your values, standards, or happiness for the sake of the relationship. For example, no, I don't want to have sex, move in, get married. I'm not ready, comfortable, sure about that. Setting boundaries in different areas of your life can be challenging, especially if you are used to people-pleasing and avoiding conflict. You may face some common obstacles, such as guilt. You may feel guilty for saying no or setting boundaries, especially if you think you are hurting, disappointing, or rejecting someone. You may also worry about being seen as selfish, unkind, or ungrateful. Manipulation. You may encounter people who try to manipulate you into saying yes or changing your boundaries by using tactics such as guilt tripping, threatening, bribing, or flattering you. They may also accuse you of being unreasonable, unfair, or selfish. Resistance. You may face resistance or backlash from people who are not used to your boundaries or who don't respect them. They may react with anger, resentment, or hostility and try to challenge, test, or ignore your boundaries. How do you deal with these challenges? Here are some tips for handling difficult people who may resist your boundaries. Be consistent and firm. Don't change your mind or back down from your boundaries unless you have a valid reason. Stick to your no and repeat it if necessary. Don't give in to pressure, persuasion, or intimidation. Be compassionate and understanding. Don't judge, criticize, or blame the other person for their feelings or reactions. Acknowledge their perspective and express your empathy or appreciation. For example, I understand that you're upset, disappointed, angry, and I'm sorry for that, but I have to do what's best for me. Be supportive and helpful. Don't leave the other person hanging or feeling rejected. Offer your support, assistance, or advice, if appropriate. For example, I can't do that for you, but I can help you find someone who can. I can suggest some alternatives. I can listen to you if you want to talk. By following these tips, you can deal with difficult people who may resist your boundaries and maintain a positive and respectful relationship with them. To conclude, in this video, we learned why it's important to say no and set boundaries, how to do it assertively, and how to apply it in different areas of your life. By mastering the art of saying no and setting boundaries, you can protect your time, energy, and happiness, as well as improve your self-respect, self-confidence, and relationships. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. If you want to learn more about how to say no and set boundaries, I recommend these resources. The book, Boundaries: When to Say Yes, How to Say No to Take Control of Your Life, by Henry Cloud and John Townsend. The article, How to Say No, 10 Powerful Tips, by Henrik Edberg on the Positivity blog. The website, The Art of Saying No, by Leo Babauta on Zen Habits. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, you have the power to say no and set boundaries, and you deserve to live a life that is true to yourself. Bye for now.